hey, I like to just get it. Anything that I do, I like to see it succeed. So that was my push right there. Nobody's gonna hand me anything.
I would say you be out of your mind if you're black and not gonna support a black business.
When you say I'm gonna leave a footprint or a mark in life, what does that look like?
Hello, everyone. This is Eliani with STL Black Biz. I'm coming to you once again. And what I am doing is featuring and showcasing our Black businesses in St. Louis and abroad. So I have a very wonderful woman with me today, Ms. Michelle Robinson. She is the founder, the CEO, and the owner of DemiBlue Natural Nails. And if I didn't get it right, she's going to let me know. So I am going to bring on Miss Michelle. Good evening.
Hello there.
How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Yes, I want to say thank you for coming and visiting with us tonight. We're just going to get to know more about you and your business. Okay, so I want to just dive right in. Tell me more about Michelle and then about DemiBlue.
Okay. Well, Michelle is the creative behind DemiBlue. Um, Prior to launching the product, I was an educator. I also was a clinical administrator. I worked at Washington University for 11 years, and then I worked in education for 8 years. I decided to go into entrepreneurship probably 2 years prior to actually going into entrepreneurship. And when my mom was diagnosed with cancer, um, it just kind of propelled me into DemiBlue because of her experience with cancer and having an experience in healthcare and understanding how particular chemicals affect the body and wanting to offer her a healthier option. I just decided to do my research, use my resources, and came up with a business, that spoke to that need and to the environment that we're in now.
Okay, so prior to that, did you maybe when you were a kid and when you were younger, did you always want to be an entrepreneur? Or
I wanted to be a singer. I thought I was going to be the next
oh,
Beyonce.
what?
I went to a visual and performing arts high school right here in St. Louis.
So did I, class of
I'm a
85.
I'm a rapper, class of '92.
Okay.
And yeah, I thought I was gonna be in entertainment business, honestly. And then I became a young mom, and that
Mhm.
changed the course of my life. I went into medical school and started working in the healthcare industry. And so, yeah.
So you say you really did not want to do entrepreneurship, but I still like you mentioned about your mom having cancer, and I guess I got to thinking about the toxins that are in our nail polish, which I never really would have thought of that. So that what led you to go toward vegan polish? Explain that to people. How do you make polish vegan?
Yeah, so believe it or not, many of the even cosmetics in general that we use have some very well-known chemicals in them that have been linked to cancers. And unfortunately, a lot of the cosmetic companies are still using those particular chemicals. And when my mom was diagnosed with cancer, we looked at, of course, now we have to shift how we eat and the products that we use and just doing that research and not really finding products that were consistent with not having so many harsh toxins in them. Why we decided to go vegan friendly, of course, because of the animal derived ingredients that are found in many nail polishes, like the fish, fish scales and the fatty acids and things like that are still being used. What makes our product 10 free is that we have eliminated 10 of those well-known toxins, right? Because we've eliminated 10 in total. So it just makes it a healthier product.
So I'm curious why, if you can make a vegan nail polish without all the toxins and cancer causing additives, why can't the bigger companies do that?
If you can make a product using chemicals that are cheap, and you can make a whole lot of those products and make a whole lot of money, why not? It's the environment that we're in. We have to think, healthy and safe, and and guess what? There's a community of people who are looking for what we're making. So I hired an environmental chemist to help me create the formulation. There were some things that I still wanted to have as part of the product, and so I found a manufacturing company that allowed me to come in and work with their team and customize and create my product specifically for what I wanted it to be.
So tell me, what's your favorite color of
Of
your nail
course,
polish?
of course, blue. So blue is my favorite color, hence the name DemiBlue. Demi is my granddaughter's name, so I wanted to start this business as a part of a legacy. And Demi is my granddaughter's name, and then blue is my favorite color, so hence DemiBlue.
Okay. So tell me, what would you tell your 16-year-old self?
But I would have a lot more fun, right? I would tell my 16-year-old self to just really enjoy life and be grateful and thankful for where I am, for what I have, and where I'm going, and just
Mhm.
have fun in the whole process, right? I was such a serious person. I was always just like kind of reserved and kind of serious. And I'm
Mhm.
now starting to just like, okay, I'm throwing my hat off and I'm just enjoying life.
What's going through your mind? When you wanted to start this business. I mean, people deal with the fears or things like that. Since we're kind of talking about that, what was
Mhm.
going through your mind? Did you deal with any negativity? Did you have any naysayers, or did you not have any? How did that journey go?
So to be honest, m- my journey was never really entrepreneurship. I wanted to be a
Hmm.
change maker. And so I got into education, and then just my experiences in working in corporate America. Um, I was like, I need to do something different. After a while, I didn't know what that was. I just was like, Lord, I need to do something different. I don't know what I want to do, but I know that I want to do something different. Something just said, use what you know and create a product for your mom, right?
Mm.
And so when I first started, of course, I had resistance because I was new to the beauty industry, right? From a sales standpoint, I didn't have that background. But I understand that the everyone's not my customer, and that's okay.
So, you have daughters?
I do have two daughters.
Okay. Are they interested in the business? Have they helped you? Have they, a lot of questions. Are they interested in it? Have they helped you? Are they interested even in, I mean, are they sitting back watching you and what you're doing, and what's their take on it?
It's amazing to see how your kids see you. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Because often you doing all of this and you wonder if it's making a difference, and you wondering if they even care, you know.
Right.
But my daughters do. They see me, they're like, they send me little cards, they send me flowers and say, we see what you're doing, we're proud of you, we love what you're doing. I include them in this process. It's
Mhm.
not just me,
Have you thought of other products
vegan
along the way?
cosmetics.
Something like that.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So another thing I read, because I'm always reading everything.
I love
I
it.
stalk folks is what I do. I'm sitting back and I'm like, what? I just love when people are just doing what they want. They're living their passion and they
Yes.
doing the damn thing. So you are blowing up. You're moving beyond St. Louis.
Yes.
I read something today. Tell us about that.
So of course our products, we are offering our products in 10 different stores across 7 cities. We're looking to continue to expand our products, of course, nationally and at some point globally.
How would you tell a person to think bigger, to think nationally, and to think globally? I mean, what ideas, what suggestions do you give them?
Yeah, you know what? I actually had a conversation. I do mentoring, and so I do have a group of ladies that I mentor, who are putting out products. And I think a lot of times they do think just St. Louis. They just think about their Facebook friends or their Instagram friends or the people that they know real close. And I tell them to think about yourself as a company, not a product, right? Is this a company that you're building? Because companies aren't just on Facebook or Instagram. A company is a organization that you create,
Mm-hmm.
and it expands beyond where you are right now. And it is also something that will carry on beyond just the right now. So when I say that, it's, are you going to have a product that can sustain year over year over year? Can you grow from it? Can you build other companies around it?
Mm,
Right? Can you
okay.
exit that company and sell it to a larger brand? Can you pass it down as a legacy? What is your overall vision about your company? Not just your
Mhm.
shampoo or your lip gloss, but your company.
Tell me your view on legacy, and tell me your view also on generational wealth within the Black community.
Absolutely. So, to me, our purpose is to, just like other communities, is to create opportunities for our family. And it starts with us in creating opportunities from what we know and what we're continuing to learn, and then allowing our kids to benefit from that. I just think that we need to help each other pull that creativity out of each other so that there is not that mentality. A lot of times we keep everything, to ourselves, and then we wonder why we can't grow as a
Mm-hmm.
community. Well, no one's teaching each other. Everybody's trying to hold
Exactly.
on to everything and then sit around and complain.
See what I say is, I say, what's for you is for you, what's for me is for me. Like I
Exactly.
said in the interview yesterday, I say you have a Walgreens and a CVS, they right across the street from each other.
That's
But
right.
all of them are in business and they're steady growing. I think there's plenty for everyone. I agree with
Absolutely. Absolutely.
agree with it. So, with that being said, what advice would you give to someone who wants to go into entrepreneurship, who wants to go into what you're doing and thinking, oh man, they may want to do something different, but they notice that you are not only here in St. Louis, but you're national, and they're like, man, how did she do that?
I always tell, like I said, the young ladies that I'm mentoring now, write down the things that you don't know, write down the things you want to know, and ask those questions. Introduce yourself to people who are doing what you want to do, because you never know who they know, right? And network with people who know more than you, and don't be afraid of those people, because sometimes we're intimidated by people who know more than us, and I'm
Hmm.
like, she know more than me. Let me call her,
Right,
and ask
exactly.
her. I thrive off of learning from other people. And that's what I had to do. I just had to start asking for help. Like, I don't know everything.
Hmm.
And some people around me know, if they don't know, they point me into the right direction. And so I just started doing that. Again, I was a young mom. A lot of people helped me along the way.
Well, how did you
So,
do that? I mean, with the time, with working, because I don't have a child anymore. He's 21. So, and I'm like, ooh, how, I don't know if I could have done what I'm doing now when he was younger. But
yeah.
how do you balance it all with work, with raising daughters? How to tell our single moms or parents out there, parents, period, um, or anyone that's working a 9 to 5 and coming home and
Yeah.
working on their dream. How did you do it? How did you balance that?
I'm gonna put my faith out there. I didn't do it. It was God who did it, because I don't know how it happened. And I can only attribute it to being, that spiritual support, because I was a mom. I had two daughters at 19, so I don't know how that happened. I have to say that it was God, and then
Yeah. So
I stayed strong in believing that if I was doing what I was supposed to do in life, and ask God for help, that He would guide me, and He has.
how does your mom feel about all of this? I know
Oh,
she's has to be so proud. Oh, y'all,
yes,
you know my baby got some nail polish.
yeah. You heard of Demi Blue? That's my daughter. That's my daughter. You heard of her.
How did you deal with that, or what was going through your mind? Did you ever say, "Oh, I shouldn't do this," because you know how many people got nail companies? Or you was like, did it kind of cross your mind? It may have you like, "Oh well, I'm doing it anyway." So
Yeah, you know what? I always question why couldn't I have done this 20 years earlier? Like why am I just getting started now? Why couldn't I have done this 20 years earlier? I think I would have
mhm.
been so much further, but that's not true. It was it my time
It wasn't your
20 years
time.
ago.
Because look
Look
at
at
all the
that.
knowledge and everything that you gained.
Exactly.
And it may have even been different because of your mother and the illness that she had. It was like, oh no, I got to do something about this. I got to help my
Hmm.
mom. So again, everything we know plays out the way that it should.
Yeah.
One last question I want to ask before closing.
Okay.
Well, two questions. And one we kind of talked about a little bit. Okay, people tend to look at entrepreneurs and they think it's just breezy, like, oh, they're looking at the end result. They're
Hmm.
not looking at the sleepless nights, you putting your babies to bed and then you researching, and or you
Yes.
gotta be at work, get up for 6, and you may not go to bed until 2, and sometimes you have to say, go to bed, go to bed, go to bed.
Yeah.
So what would you tell that person who doesn't see the long nights? All they see is the end result, and they're like, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to do what she's doing. And they don't understand the hard work that goes into it.
Man, it is. It's difficult. It is not for the faint at heart. That's what they say.
That's what I've been saying. Yes, ma'am.
It is not. It is hard work every day. When you don't
Hmm.
work, you don't eat. It's different from being in a job where if you don't go in, you might got sick time or you may have some vacation built up, you still get paid.
Hmm.
No, as an
Exactly.
entrepreneur, the day you don't work is the day you don't eat. So it's it's constantly, and even when you feel like you got it, there's always something new, some new innovation or something new that comes around where you have to constantly reinvent yourself, reinvent your product, reinvent your business. So it's not easy. You have to put in what you want to get out of it. You if you want it easy, it's not gonna last.
Hmm.
But you gotta put the
Exactly.
work in.
So our last question for the evening.
Hmm.
What legacy would you like to leave for others, for your community, for your daughters? What legacy would you like to leave?
So for me, like I said, legacy is about family and it's about community. And I think it's important to when you say I'm going to leave a footprint or a mark in life, what does that look like? Or
Hmm.
how are you contributing to your family and your community so that when you're gone, some piece of you is left, or someone is still talking about you, or someone still purchasing DemiBlue, right? I'm all about tradition. I create traditions in my family that I didn't have growing up. So my girls have traditions, you
Hmm.
know, and then teaching them, like I said, it's not just about the financial generational wealth, yes, but it's about the educational generational wealth so that they can continue to build and grow and be successful in their life. To me, that's what legacy looks like. It's creating something that leaves a mark for your family and for other people to have and to build off of when you're long gone, right? Something like what Martin Luther King did. He left a legacy.
He left a
When you
legacy.
say Martin Luther King, you automatically know his contribution to his family and to the community.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. So, Michelle, I thank you. This was a wonderful interview. I learned a lot. I learned how much goes into making the product that you're making, and how
hmm
you teamed up with scientists and chemists, and was like, man, because again, I was like, now, is she at home? Does she have a pot? What is she mixing together? And it's good that I found out I'm not the only one that's thinking that. So I appreciate you so much for taking the time. Yeah, I really appreciate you because we tried before and kind of got a little mixed up.
okay,
Guys, I think you're my fourth video, my fourth interview, and
okay,
so with everybody, I'm learning and learning more and more. So thank
yes,
you for helping me to learn something new.
yes,
Um,
absolutely.
Yes, because
That's what it's all about. I think that's what it's all about. We support each other through helping each other through it all, right? Because without it, we can't grow as a community. You know, if you didn't have entrepreneurs to interview, you wouldn't have a show. If
I wouldn't
we
have a
didn't
show.
have a show, we wouldn't have a platform.
Thank you so much. We have had Michelle Robinson of DemiBlue, is that correct?
Yes.
DemiBlue Vegan Nail Polish with us today. She is blowing up. And I see you going globally. I see
Thank
that.
you.
I
I
really
accept it
do.
in the name of Jesus. I
I
accept
see that. Yeah, I see that very easily. Can you close with telling us where you can be found? If you're in any stores, where you can be found.
Yeah. Yeah. So if people are interested in Demi Blue, they can definitely go to the website. That's DemiBlueNaturalNails.com. They can follow me on all social media, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at DemiBlueNN. Um, my products locally here are at the Golden Grocer, Natural Food Store. We're in Lux on Washington. I think that's 1215 Washington Avenue. If they go to my website, they'll be able to find where our different stores are all across the nation, right? And we're also on the Walmart marketplace, so they can go to walmart.com and type in Demi Blue and find us there as well. They stay tuned to Demi Blue in other stores.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned to seeing some new products from Demi Blue in the spring this year. And yeah, just make sure when you go on my website that you sign up as a subscriber because they get the deets before anybody else. If you become a member of my
Mm-hmm.
of on the app, if you go to my website, sign up as a subscriber and become a member, you get member only deals.
Again, I thank Demi Blue. I'm sorry. I thank
Michelle,
Michelle Robinson with Demi Blue Vegan Nail Polish. This is Eliani Campbell with STL Black Biz, bringing you another series of Black Ice is Just as Cold. You can find me on all platforms. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. Just check me out at STL Black Biz, www.stlblackbiz. And with that, I'd like to say good night. And again, Michelle, thanks for joining us, and I will see you soon.
thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Okay. Good night, everyone.